Welcome everyone to day 3 of the All Things Hands and Wrists series. We're going to dive right in today into the belly position, and Quinn will demonstrate.
All right, so the block buddy will be directly over top of the belly button. And we'll have the block flat on the floor. Slowly bring yourself onto the block. And you can start up on your elbows initially. Once you've settled in, you can bring yourself flat to the floor.
And to begin with, let's focus on the inhalation phase of the breath. This teaches us where the breath should come from. Even feeling as though your body is lifting up off the block with that inhale. And just becoming aware of the sensations that you may feel in the beginning. It could be a pulse, pressure, pain. Your breath is always your guide. As long as you're breathing in a relaxed way, you are healing and feeding your cells. If anything hurts so much that it takes your breath away, that's your body letting you know to back off and do a less intense version on the bed would be an example of that. And if you can, always breathe in and out through the nose. Now, as you're starting to settle in a little more, let's take Let's take the attention to the exhalation phase of the breath, allowing your body weight and gravity to do the work as the block sinks deeply into the core. And just becoming really aware of how that feels after that full exhale. We're connecting into so many organs, structures, all these things going on in here, the lymphatic system. So become aware of how this feels. And then every time you block the belly position, just check in to see what you observe in your own self. And some days may be way less painful than others, depending on the stress of the moment, if you've eaten, but just become aware of what's going on in your body. We'll take one more minute here. And just slowing the breath down a little bit so that the breath is full and complete, but not forced. We'll do 3 more full, slow exhalations. And when you're ready, place your hands under your shoulders and exhale up. Okay, so before we begin the blocking, we're just going to energize the hands. So the first thing, just make a fist, clasp the hands, bring them together, and squeeze for 5 full exhalations.
Squeezing the fingers together or pushing the hands together?
Squeezing the fingers. Yeah, we're working the fingers today, so we're bringing lots of blood flow into the fingers right now.
This alone is painful.
Oh, this is going to be fun for you.
I know.
And then release that grip. Okay, that virtual intensive this morning just messed my tongue up. And then let's just change the grip. And again, let's squeeze and hold for 5 breaths. And release. So let's start on the right arm today.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Cool.
So you'll be facing that way. So the very first position, let's just have the thumb right by the hand. And then the block is going to be right through here, crossing the thumb.
So it's like right on the inside of the knuckles. So
Yeah.
the opposite side of the knuckles.
So almost like you're holding it. That's what it's going to look like. And then we're going to place the block in position over on that left pec area.
Awesome. So I'm actually going to be facing this way. So I'm still on my right side, but you'll be able to see the block better if I'm facing this way. So let's have the palm on the floor, position the block, and then...
And you want to make sure that that block is over top of the thumb so you can roll forward.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, so don't avoid the thumb. We got to find pain of the thumb.
No, we need the thumb work here.
And we're going to stay up on the knees here, and then let's slowly bring your left pec to the block. So it's like doing that left pec position, but having your hand underneath.
So over the next 3 minutes, we want to connect to all parts. So you can roll forward to connect to the thumb, slowly rolling backward. All of these metacarpal joints in through here, you're going to be working through.
Wow.
Wow, it's painful?
Wow. Just wow.
With that full exhale, really feeling the belly moving up into the core. That's the most efficient way to remove the pain, the waste that we're releasing from this tissue out of the body. And as you pass through all of those joints and then into the thumb, just notice in yourself where you feel the most pain and stay in that area for a good chunk of this time.
And for myself, if I'm wanting to reach the thumb, I really got to focus on bringing more of my body weight towards the top of the mat. So I'm pulling my head towards the top of the mat, then that will roll the block more so on the thumb.
We can always have a pillow under the hand, or you can do this on a bed if this is too intense on the floor.
Wow.
We'll spend 1 more minute here. So make sure that you've covered that whole area and go to that space where you feel you need the most attention. We'll spend 3 more full exhalations here. But I'm going to keep Quinn here all day because he loves this so much.
Was that supposed to be funny? It's like, okay.
And exhale up and off.
Wow.
And give that right hand a shake.
I can't let go of the block and start. Wow.
It's sunk into your hand forever now. So,
ooh, that was intense.
yes. So will the next one be, just so you know.
Great.
We're going to be putting the back of the hand on the block, and then it's going to go on the ribs. So you'll be cupping your lower ribs with your palm as you're blocking the back of the hand.
And so that's very similar to the outer forearm position we did yesterday. And do you want the block on its side or flat?
Side.
So let's get on the right side. Let's bring the right hand to the ribs. And then we're slowly going to bring the, oh great, the outside of the hand.
He hasn't done any of
Onto
this
the
yet,
block.
so this is the first time.
Yeah, as you can tell. All right.
And this is a strange feeling because it's different to have the bones of the back of the hand pressing into the block. So just get a nice little sense of this first, connect in. You don't have to do any movements yet, but let's just take a few breaths to flatten out those bones. If you need a cushion underneath, respect your limits. And then just little micro movements, if you feel you can, a little bit of a twist, it's just going to help to shear that fascia from the bones. Slowing down that breath a little bit more and even holding for a moment before engaging the inhalation after that full exhale. Just like the feet, the hands take a beating. We work with them so much and we really don't give them the attention they need, which is why we're feeling so much pain in these areas. So having this series to spend time on it, it'd be a good idea to do, at least once a month, this hand series. It really does affect everything up the chain. We'll spend one more minute here. How you doing, Quinn?
Fantastic.
I noted a bit of sarcasm in your voice.
Nope. Not at all.
3 more full exhales. And when you're ready, exhale up and give that hand a shake.
Wow.
Speechless. Never heard you be so quiet before.
I was praying.
Now, very similar to that first one, we're going to have the block just on the fingers. So through this one, we want to note that there's 2 joints in the fingers, and you want to get a sense that you're working both of those joints. Same as that first one, we're going to have the block on that left pec.
Awesome. Yeah, so the identical way. So I'm going to be facing this side again here, and then let's place the palm so that the palm is facing the ceiling. The fingers, or the block's going to be directly on the fingers. Then let's bring your left pec to the block. And then it'll be just like this.
And rolling from that second finger all the way down to the pinky, taking your attention to one joint at a time. You'll be working both of them anyway, but if you can really just get a sense that you are targeting each joint in all 4 fingers. Use your mind to draw the breath right to where the block is, to where the pain is. Imagine the cells in the area expanding just as though you're blowing up a balloon. And the more expanded the cell becomes, the lighter it is, the more fluid the tissue. Slow that breath down a little more. We'll do one more minute here. And for the last 3 breaths, move to the most painful joint.
It's my middle finger, ironically. I either use it too much or I underuse it.
And when you're ready, exhale up and give that hand a shake.
Wow. Whew, that was great.
Awesome.
I really like that one.
Let's extend the arms out to the side and see how that has affected your shoulder.
Oh, that feels great. Yeah, similar, like I can scoot my shoulder blade under more.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, so again, the alignment for this next one is important for that right side. So you want to have the palm this way.
For
the block is the left side,
Yeah,
sorry.
so now we're doing everything we did on the right on the left.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that that block crosses over the thumb, and then it will be up in that right pec.
Alrighty. So I'll be facing this way. Let's start by just having your left hand on the floor, palm towards the ceiling. Place the block directly on the inside of the knuckles here and tuck the thumb in. And then slowly bring your upper body, your pec, to the block. And we'll start here.
And once you start sinking in, connect to that full exhale. And take your time really becoming aware of how each joint feels as well as the thumb. Notice where you store most of your pain. And just notice which hand stores more pain as well. Imagining that the belly button is making contact with the front of the spine with that full exhalation, and hold there and stay in that space of no breath for a moment before engaging that inhalation.
And try to relax the hand a little bit more, because I just caught myself tensing my hand too much. So you may have to ease off slightly, relax the hand, and then that will sink in deeper and flatten these bones a little more.
And we'll spend one more minute here. And then for the last 3 breaths, find that area that stores the most pain and spend that last bit of time there. And when you're ready, exhale up and give that hand a shake.
Wow.
Was that one worse than the right?
Do you know what?
What?
My left my left wrist the past 2 days were more painful, but the hand wasn't as bad. Why are you still laughing?
I'm just...
But no, my right hand definitely stored more pain, which is interesting because I used my right hand more, so I thought it would just be more fluid.
But you also had an injury there a year ago, didn't you?
That's true, but I've also broken this wrist. Anyways.
Anyway, now we're going to go to the back of the hand. So the back of the bones there will be on the block and the hand will be cupped on your ribs.
Yeah, so very similar to that outer forearm position, just bringing it to the hand. So let's have the block on its side. Bring your left hand to the rib cage and then adjust the block so it fits you well here. And then let's slowly bring the hand to the block so you can see just like that. And then we'll start off here.
Kind of a strange sensation on the back of the hand here. So it takes about a minute for me. It's almost like doing the ear where it feels odd. And then once you sink, it actually feels really healing and supportive. Exhale fully. And if you feel you can go a little deeper, you can just very slowly and slightly twist a little bit, just to get a bit of a shearing. This is one of those positions where it will help to smile. We'll spend one more minute here. And then just for the last 3 exhalations, find that one spot that you want to spend that last bit of time with. And when you're ready, exhale up and give that hand a shake.
All right.
Nice?
Yeah, that was good. That was very good.
And now to the fingers.
All right. So similar to that first position we did, let's have the hand on the floor, palm facing the ceiling. Let's place the block directly on the 4 fingers here. And then let's slowly bring your right pec to the block to add the pressure.
And you want to touch on each one of those 2 joints per finger.
Yeah, it's that middle finger again.
Well, maybe you need to get that road rage of yours under control.
I have terrible road rage.
I've been with you, I know. connecting that full exhale, feeling the belly moving up into the core. If anyone is concerned because they may have a swollen joint from arthritis, you can absolutely get in on top of that and over time pump that inflammation out of the way. We can also really work to straighten the fingers. We'll spend 1 more minute here, so make sure you've covered all of those joints. Just become really familiar with where you store the most pain. And for the last 3 exhalations, go to that space of the most pain. Imagine that oxygen pumping up that tissue with life, and black smoke leaving your nose with that full exhale as all those toxins release. And when you're ready, exhale up and out and give that hand a shake.
Oh, wow. Oh. Oh. That was great.
Let's get the arms out to the side. Spread the fingers as wide as possible.
Whew, yeah. That feels great.
And let's just take 3 breaths and really pump that blood flow into the fingers, spread them wide. Connect to each one of them, move the pinkies to the floor, spread the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger apart. And release. So you have new hands now.
I do. They're in more control now too.
All right.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you very much. That was a fantastic series. So that concludes the 3-day series, All Things Hands and Wrists. Then next month, we're focusing on the elbows.
Next month is All Things Elbows.
So that'll be awesome.
That will be a really nice one to tie in what we've done today as well. So we'll see you then. Thanks for joining.